Hey guys, welcome back. In last lecture we finished with arrays. In this lecture we'll continue and I will explain you multiple topics. Let's start, open your coding editors and let's navigate to playground.js. We will start by copying some code we don't need in this lecture, so I will select all of these prototypes and let's comment them out. Perfect. Now let's scroll up in our file and let's find here our doc object we were working with in last lecture. So I will scroll up here and it should be somewhere here. Alright, so let's uncomment the doc because we'll be using it in a few examples. Alright, perfect. And down here I will write few examples and we will start by explaining differences between var, let and const. First I will explain you difference between const and let. So const, let's say name, alright, let's say this will be Philip, and I will try to change it, so name will be now John. Okay, so I'll try to change the name to a John. Let's save this, let's go back to our browsers. Let's inspect, and you should see here errors, so I will console, clear this out, let's refresh, and you should see here name is read only. Okay, so in a const you can define your value, you can assign value only once, and then you cannot reassign this. Okay, so you can assign value only once and you cannot reassign this value. Alright, so I will comment this. Let's copy, let's comment this, and let's try with the let. Okay, so then I will write here let. Let can be reassigned, so now this should work without any problems. I can write here debugger as well. Let's go back to our browsers. Let's wait. Okay, we'll remove these breakpoints here. Let's refresh. Okay, and you can see first I had a name Philip and then I changed it here on the second line to a John, so my final name is John. Amazing. Alright, let's continue with more examples, and now between a var and a let. Alright, let's go back. Let's comment this out, so this is example number 2. We can leave here debugger, and now I will write here var name will be, let's say this will be Philip. And now I will declare with the let, so let's say name1. This will be, let's say, Emma. Perfect. And now I will try to redeclare this variable. So let's see this. Let's write here again var name, and let's say this will be John. Alright, and now let name1. Let's assign here, let's say Victor. Alright. Okay, so I am not reassigning new value, I am redeclaring this variable. Alright, so we'll write here Victor, and let's see what will happen. So let's go back to our browsers. Alright, let's wait for refresh, and actually let's clear a console log before, and let's refresh this. Alright? Okay, so I will refresh, and you will see we are getting here straight away error, so console log, or actually it's displayed here. Alright, maybe we'll be displaying error, syntax error, and identifier name1 has already been declared. So with the let, you cannot redeclare your variable. With the var, you can redeclare variable. You can see there are no errors for a var. Then I will remove let. So let's try to remove let here. You will see everything will be working. Let's save this. Let's go back to our browsers. Alright, let's wait. And the same applying for a const. Okay, so you can see here my name is, alright, it already says here it's changed for a John, but first I had here name Philip, then I changed it to a John, and then I declared the name 1. Okay, so you can see everything is working just fine. Alright, okay, let's continue. Let's go back to our coding editors. And let's see another example. So let's comment all of this here. You can write here also comments for examples. So for example, this is first example, this is second one, and this is the third one. Okay, just to be sure you will not get lost here. Okay, so let's continue, and now I'll write here a simple if statement. So let's say if, and let's say if doc age is larger than 3, our doc age is 5, so this will be passing, so we will be jumping inside of an if statement, and I will declare here two variables, variable a, and let's say this will be something, and variable b, this will be anything, but this will be let, so anything, doesn't really matter what we are writing inside as a value, and this will be let. This is important. In before this if statement, I will write two console logs. one for A, and one for a B. And I will write here debugger in front of this. Okay, let's save this. Let's go back to our browsers. And now let's see. So let's see our variable A here. You can see variable A is undefined, so there is no value defined, but variable B, let's see, is a reference error. B is not defined. Okay, so in case of variable A, this will not throw an error. This will just console log out undefined, you can see in a console. But in a case of a variable B, this will throw here B is not defined, and this will throw an error. You can see. Now we are getting here error. Okay, let's go back. Let's try to comment this code. Let's copy it first, let's comment this out, and let's paste it just after. Alright, so let's save this now, and let's see what will happen when we are consoling log out this after. Let's open your browsers. Alright, and now let's see, so we are checking if doc age is greater than 3. Of course, this will pass, so we are declaring here a variable A and a B. We are assigning values here. Now we are jumping outside, and let's see console log variable A. Here we have a something, and now variable B, and we have again B is not defined. So this is something called scoping. Variable has a scope of a function. So our whole function scope, when we declare here variable A, we can use it in whole function. But B is a block scoped. And if has a block here. So there is a block scoped only for if statement. You cannot use variable B outside of if statement. And I highly encourage you to use only let and a const. This is the best practice to use only let variables and const variables, because with var variables can happen unexpected things. Alright, so you can see B is not declared here, and I can use simply variable A, and about scoping I will be talking very shortly. Alright, so let's continue. And we can comment this code as well. I'll remove this debugger. Let's comment this out. And now I will show you ternary operator. Okay, so let's comment this out. We can leave here debugger, or actually I can write it after debugger, and I will write here ternary operator. How does it work? Let's write here doc, or actually I will write here two new functions on the doc. I will write here function, test function 1, so test function 1, and this will be simply function to console log out test function 1, and similarly, don't forget here comma, test function 2, and this will be just to console log out test function 2. Alright, so let's write here ternary operator. So if a doc age is greater than 3, then 2 question marks, alright, then I want to call here function 1. So doc test function 1, otherwise I want to call here doc test function 2. So doc test function 2, like this, and don't forget we need to call this, so I will write here that we want to call this expression. Alright, and I have here some typos. So if a doc age is greater than 3, and there should be only 1 question mark, like this. And let's see what will happen. Alright, so let's keep here debugger. Let's go back to our browsers. Let's wait for refresh. Alright, and let's see. So if a doc age is greater than 3, if this will be true, then first expression is evaluated. If doc age is not larger than 3, then a second expression is evaluated. So if a condition here is true, then first expression is evaluated. If an expression here is a false, second expression is evaluated. So in this case, doc age is greater than 3, so we should call here test function 1. Let's see it. Okay, so let's forward this. In a console, you should see, let's go down here, test function 1 is here. Alright, so this is a ternary operator. And when you will write here, let's say if doc age is larger than 6, of course now you will jump into the test function 2. Let's see it. Alright, so now when I will click here this down arrow, I should get in a test function 2. You can see I'm getting in test function 2, and this will execute, this will execute test function 2. Okay, so this is just a very nice ternary operator. You don't need to write if statements. In a case if, you should maybe write here doc_age is greater than 6. Then call me function doc_test function 1. Otherwise, let's call me function 2. And you can see ternary operation is operator is much nicer. Just a nice one-liner. Okay, and if your ternary operator is returning some value, you can also get this value and you can return it to a variable. So let's say if this would return, let's say this would return test function or test value 1, and this would return test value 2. All right, so let's remove this bracket. So now I can assign this value to some variable. So I can say here const some variable, and I can assign this value here. So let's write debugger after, and now you will see that we will assign here our test variable 2 because doc_age is not greater than 6, and this will call this function, and this function is returning value I will assign to some variable. Let's go back to our browsers, and you will see some variable will have test value 2. All right, so let's see 2 more examples and we will finish. Let's get back here, and I will show you very nice shorthand expression you can use also. So let's say doc_age, so doc_age is greater than 3, and now let's write here doc is after injury, so is after injury, and then execute doc test function 1. So this is very nice expression because first it will check if doc_age is larger than 3. If this is complete, if this is evaluated as a true, then I will check if doc is after injury. Let's see, doc is after injury is true. So this will pass. So this will pass, it will continue to next condition, this will pass, and then it will continue to next condition. This will not evaluate into a true or false. That doesn't matter, but it will be called. So we can write nice check before we are calling our function. In other way, we could write it as a ifs, like this. So if doc_age is greater than 3 and doc is after injury, then we could call here doc test function 1. And you can see this is exactly the same as writing this, but I think sometimes this one-liner expression is much more convenient and easier to read. So sometimes we'll use if statement, sometimes we'll use this nice shorthand expression. All right, so let's continue with the last example. And just for you to don't forget, we can destructurize our variables. So for example, doc age, breed, children, or is after injury, we can get simply from this object like this. So I can write here const, and I can get here, let's say breed, and is after injury from a doc like this. Okay, it's the same as writing. Const breed equal doc.breed, and const is after injury. Const is after injury, doc is after injury. All right, so this you can use only when your name of the variable you specified here is the same as the name of a property on your object. Okay, if I would specify here breed1, this wouldn't be destructurized because this name here needs to be as a property on a doc object. All right, so I can destructurize our breed like this. I can remove breed from here. I can remove here is after injury from is after doc is after injury like this, and this nice shorthand expression. All right, guys. So I think that should be it from these examples. In the next lecture, I'll continue with a very quick topic. I'll explain you I will be talking about scoping. Maybe you're already familiar with scoping. And after scoping is explained, we are ready to continue to work on our Vue projects. So guys, I hope to see you in the next lecture. Cheers, guys.